Implementation overview. How we set up the evaluation. The first thing we ask you to do is identify a group of target learners. We then use the What Worked Teachers wizard to randomly allocate these to intervention and a control group. We will complete the pre-assessment spelling test with both the intervention and control group. The intervention will receive the spelling strategy in small groups and the control will continue as normal. And then both groups will complete the post-assessment spelling test. We will then input the data into the platform to generate an impact report. And if this is successful, you can then open this up to the control group. So let's look at this from a step-by-step planning approach. Step 1. Identify a group of learners to participate in the evaluation. Step 2. Identify 50 challenging words from the National Curriculum Guidance. These will be introduced by 10 new spellings over 5 weeks, with the 6th week being the consolidation. Then you will select 20 words to use as a pre- and post-assessment task. Please note that the number of words depends on your school's expectations for the number of words taught per week. The minimum is 10 words per week, and this will create a list of 50 words for the 5 weeks, with the final week being a consolidation. Whilst we advise that you use the DFE spellings, you can use different spellings if these are from your school's existing schemes of work and you follow the same process. E.g., a minimum of 50 words are selected, with 20 of these being used for the pre and post assessment. You will find assessment guidance in the resource folder. Step 3. Use a trial wizard on the What Worked Teachers platform to randomly assign learners to the intervention and control group. So moving on to the implementation. Step 4. Complete the pre-assessment spelling test with both the intervention and control group. Record the marks in the Excel tracker located in the resource folder and input this into the pre-test on the trial wizard. For the intervention group, deliver the targeted intervention. You can use your professional judgment to decide the frequency, whether this will be daily or weekly, and log this in the process evaluation. Control group will continue with business as usual for the duration of the trial. Step 6. Complete the post-assessment spelling test, which is the same as the pre, to both the intervention and control group. Record the marks in the Excel tracker located in the resource folder and input these into the post-test on the trial wizard. If you then complete the process evaluation and click Analyze, it will generate an impact report for your school. So the intervention is targeted at Year 3 pupils. Intervention is delivered by a teaching assistant in small groups and can be set as homework. In the process evaluation, please indicate the frequency. And each session should take approximately 10 minutes. The intervention uses the look, say, cover, write, check, which is where you study your word, say the word aloud clearly, pay attention to the spelling, cover it up with a piece of paper or the hand, write the spelling next to the original word, check their version to see if they got it right, write the correct spelling again if necessary. And this version of the strategy emphasizes reading and saying the word aloud to help connect the written and spoken word. How to select the spellings. DFE National Curriculum includes guidance on the expected spellings for Year 3. Please use this to create a list of 50 words that you will select for the intervention. If you already have your spellings decided in your scheme and these align with the DFE, this is fine. So each week, the learners will practice a minimum of 10 new words using the spelling strategy with a teaching assistant. In the resource folder, you will find the template. You will also find a one-page guidance on the assessment and also frequently asked questions. In the resource folder, you'll also find a tracking spreadsheet, which allows you to link an anonymized learner ID to a learner in your class. So logistical issues need to be considered before using a targeted spelling strategy as an intervention. So is there a suitable time of the day for the delivery? Is a suitable location, such as classroom or library? Reminders of the intervention. Resources, if you need to print templates off in advance. And will you link this to any rewards? So logistical barriers are common in any intervention delivered in schools, so it's just important to consider these prior to starting. And finally, moving on to the assessment. The outcome measure is attainment as defined by the pre and post spelling test. The assessment is marked out of 20 and is the same for both the pre and the post. As both the control and intervention groups receive the same assessment, familiarity of the assessment should not bias the effect size. And then the final guidance is complete the assessment under test conditions. Allow approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Provide an example of the word and a sentence for each spelling, and then record pre and post assessment scores on your tracking spreadsheet and then input the data into the platform. So that's the end of your guidance on how to set the evaluation in your school. If you then can now move on to downloading the research protocol and the resource folder and then start your trial wizard.